What's up, everybody? This is Whiskey in the Six. I'm Rob. This is video 92, I think. Got Glenfiddich, the original. Alright, this is a limited edition. I have an extra bottle here. The reason I picked up two is the LCBO originally had this at $160, which is actually the global price roughly for this. In the UK, you can't really pick it up for less than 60 pounds. In the US, it's around $100 for the most part, in most places that I've checked. In Ontario, it was originally $110, and they dropped it down to $60. So a group of us bought a whole bunch of these. It's pretty good stuff, okay? Get this poured out. It comes with this fancy packaging, possibly why it costs a little bit more globally than the average Glenfiddich at around this age. Glenfiddich does a lot of special releases. They did the Malt Masters recently, they've done the Snow Phoenix, they've done Cask of Dreams, there's a whole bunch. This original, the idea behind it was to make it as close to the original recipe as possible. And if they did, then it says here in this book, the original had a large portion of whiskey from sherry butts. So this apparently has a large portion of sherried whiskey in it. This cap, for whatever reason, is very loose. I don't know if that cork needs to be wet or something. Hopefully that doesn't happen to my bottle as well. But my bottle is sealed, so maybe, I don't know. This one's my brother's. I borrowed it from him to do the review. And it's been sitting there for a while, so had to get to this eventually. Anyway, on the nose. Yeah, you can definitely smell right away the sherry influence, but you can also smell right away that there's some bourbon cask influence in there as well. The nose on this, hold on. Yeah, there's definitely bourbon influence in this as well. So I'm thinking that's where I'm picking up the vanilla. It's very fruity. Pears, maybe between an apple pear type smell. I would say leaning more towards a sweet pear. There is some oakiness. I'm just getting over a little bit of the cold. I had it in my last review as well, but it's taking a little bit longer to go away than usual. So I am able to smell this, but maybe I'm not picking up everything the way I normally would. Good thing I usually do notes on these and prep ahead of time. Very sweet smelling. If I were just to smell this and guess what it was going to taste like, I'm going to guess that it's very sweet, honey type sweet, with some fruit and vanilla on the palate as well. Let's guess, or let's taste it and find out. Okay, so it's bottled at 40%, but you do get a little bit of an alcohol burn. So that tells me that it's probably pretty young. I'm gonna say it's probably around 10 years old. They stopped making this. It's no longer available. Those of you that really like it, I highly recommend you pick up a bottle because it's gonna be gone, and the Glenfiddich special editions tend to go up in value quite a bit. Snow Phoenix is nearly impossible to find, and if you do, you're probably not going to spend less than $200 when it was originally around $100. So You do get the sherry influence. As I said, there's bourbon influence in there as well. It's fruity. Get some vanilla. Get some, I would say actually more like a caramel instead of a honey. Overall, that's good stuff. For me, it wasn't expensive. It was $60 in Ontario. That's the low end of what a single malt Scotch goes for. So for me, that was a great buy. When it comes to spending 100 American, I know that there's a lot available at 100 American dollars in the U.S. So I'm not gonna go ahead and say that it's worth the 100 American. It is good. It's, for me, probably a B. I like it. I know that there's people that absolutely love it. I'm not sure that possibly because of this cork, it's changed the way it's tasted. I originally had planned to give this a B+, but for now, or right now, it's kind of changed my experience a little bit. So I'm gonna say B with this one, but it's still really good, okay? So if you can pick it up for the same price I got it for, I definitely think it's a buy. It's worth trying, and it's better than it's letting out right now. So it's between a B and a B+, in my opinion. All right, pretty good stuff. Next week, I'm gonna start the Glenmorangie series. I'm gonna start with the 10, and probably do the Nectar d'Or second, and then the following week I'll do the Quinta Ruban, and on the Friday I'll do the La Santa. Someone told me they think the La Santa is the best one, and I think the La Santa is the only one that I haven't opened. Yeah, I tried all three of the other ones except for the La Santa. The 10-year-old I've tried several times, but I picked this up because I figured it would be a good idea to do all 4 of the lower end, well, not that they're very cheap, but lower end Glenmorangies, to give the viewers a chance to figure out which one is best. So that's coming up next week. Again, this is a B. Alright, you guys can add me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, at Whisky in the 6 on Instagram, at Whisky_in_the_6 on Twitter, and Rob Reviews on Facebook. Cheers, guys.